evening. Welcome to our Startup Woman Date Night. From your host, Christine Nicola-Tafel. This evening, I have goosebumps. I am super excited. And of course, we have a jam-packed program just for you. We still have ladies joining us. Welcome to all our viewers on YouTube. Welcome to everyone who joined us on this event or at this event this evening. As your host, I am, oh my word, everyone is looking so beautiful. Ladies, I hope that you're feeling good. Please make use of our chat. You're welcome just to express yourself if you are excited as what I am. I'm hoping that you don't have load shedding. If you do have load shedding, guess what? We are going to persevere. We are coming this evening, no matter what. There's absolutely nothing standing up against us this evening. As I mentioned, we have a jam-packed program. Ladies, for all the newcomers, if this is your very first time that you've joined us this evening, please do pop a message in the group pop a message in the chat so that we can see. And of course, we will be sharing, why we have this, why Startup Woman, and of course, some insights on the theme we are coming. And of course, throughout the evening, we will be showcasing some incredible, stories from beneficiaries that has gone through our programs. Yes, you're going to hear and see them this evening. We've also have a featured groundbreaker. There isn't an event without a groundbreaker. But watch out, because we've also have a industry expert join us this evening. I'm not going to mention her name, but I'm telling you, you have to put on your seatbelt, because this woman is a disruptor by heart. But we'll get there. And of course, RLabs women, they've been quite busy. So there's a very special showcase that's going to take place this evening. And of course, this evening, we have the networking activity is back. Now, I know that many of you ladies, you asked, when are we going to get an opportunity to network? Yes, the networking is back. And of course, we've improved it. But you know what? Let's leave that for Lindsay much later. And lastly, of course, we have an incredible opportunity for you, but I'm not going to spill the beans. You have to stay here. You have to hold on to your seat. Welcome to our Startup Woman Date Night, May 2021. Right now, we are going to just watch a video that encapsulates, what Startup Woman is, why Startup Woman. Over to our engineer. Thank you.
My name is Renee Parker, the CEO of RLabs and the co-founder of RLabs Women. Startup Women is a pillar within RLabs Women, focusing on women in business. It wasn't always aimed to focus on women in business only. The idea of Startup Women was always to create a safe space for women to reinvent themselves and restart different aspects of their lives, or to start up their dreams or goals that they might have lost along the way. We had a strong focus on more matured women that have lived through their life experiences and who are still not afraid to start over or even to reinvent themselves, specifically becoming entrepreneurs at this stage of their lives. Now we have the Startup Women program focusing on women entrepreneurs of all ages. As long as they continue to be the groundbreakers and the contagious women that are so much needed in our communities.
Thank you so much for that. I am very honored once again. I'm always honored. I'm happy. I'm always honored to be hosting our date night, and particularly I'm honored to introduce this incredible, phenomenal woman. She is the CEO of RLabs and also the co-founder of RLabs Women, and she's going to be sharing with us insights on why the theme every single date night RLabs Women have a theme, and this time around because she's a she started a day groundbreaker. She really started the groundbreaker concept. Renee Parker, please join us and share with us your insights. Over to you. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies. Welcome to date night. Oh my goodness, I don't know who's more excited. But I was just reading through the chats now and just seeing we have some new ladies that has never been with us before. Thank you so much for joining. I think we definitely have a jam-packed house tonight. So we are really, really excited. So Startup Women is one of our flagship programs, not only within RLabs Women, but within RLabs as an entire organization. We have always had a focus on working with women, on equipping women, empowering women. We spent a lot of time on digital skills in the early days, and over the last, I think, 3 to 4 years, we realized, you know what, we need to focus more on entrepreneurship, women in business. A lot of the time, we speak to women and we ask them, "Are you an entrepreneur?" And the answer is always no. But then you ask them, okay, so what do you do? And they're like, I'm not working at the moment, but I'm making this and I'm selling that, and I'm helping here, and or I'm helping my husband in his business. And then we're like, you are an entrepreneur. That's exactly what you're doing. When you're trading your skills or your services and you're getting a reward in return, that means you are an entrepreneur, you're doing something. And even just having the entrepreneurial skills, we are all born with it. It's not something new. It's not just for certain group of individuals, not just for the young people, or it's for everyone, because we all have these entrepreneurial traits inside of us, and we don't use it, or we don't hone in on it because we don't know that it's there. But for women, we found like a lot of our programs, even within RLabs, we've always had 60% of the participants being women. And so it didn't matter what courses we were offering, whether it was entrepreneurship, whether it was project management, whether it was health and safety, whether it was basic computing, it didn't matter. We found more and more women coming to the front, more and more women saying, you know what, I need to empower myself. I want to learn. I don't want to sit back. I don't want to be left behind. My kids are on technology, and what about me? And I think that for us as an organization was extremely powerful, because it came from the women, right? Our second course that we ran within RLabs was called Moms 2.0, and it was women in the community that said, "What about us? You're running these training programs for these young people, but what about us?" And with the third program we ran was called SMS, which was senior mobile sessions. And the senior clubs that was run was mostly women. And these were grannies and great grandmothers that said, what about us? Are you forgetting about us? We also want to learn. And we introduced them to Google and how to maximize their cell phones and all these things. And so it's always been women that have come forth and said, what about us? And we're sitting in 2021. I would like to say post pandemic, but maybe not. We're not too early. Just too early to say that yet. But we went through COVID, right? A whole year. And even in our research that we did in talking to people that were running feeding schemes, that were running projects, it was the women. When we asked them, so who's supporting you and who's funding you? And they're like, me. You know, I'm using the money I should be spending on my kids' school fees or feeding them or buying them clothes. I'm using that to feed all my neighbors down the street. And we've seen it over and over, and I'm sure for many of you this resonates with you. If it wasn't you yourself, it would have been somebody you know that digs into their pocket or their purse or wherever they put their money. Take it out. You know, if they have a plate of food, they're going to make sure they share it with so many other people around them. And so we've seen this. And our theme that we started out in 2021 with our last date night, we called it the women are coming. And we were very intentional about that because we wanted to make sure that the women are always coming. Because as women, we have to make sure that the generation behind us are also going to come. So we might think, you know what, we're making inroads and we, I don't know, doing great and amazing things, but that's nothing compared to what's still going to come. And at the same time, women have gone before us and they have done amazing things, groundbreaking things. You know, if we think just in the South African context, I mean, we have we have Women's Day on the 9th of August. And what was it? It was a group of women that went and they burnt their passbooks and they said enough is enough. I mean, over and over in history, we can go back and we can see when women stood together, when women came together, change happened. And so we had the theme, the women are coming, and we were very, very clear on we want to make sure that the women are always coming. Someone asked us, so why don't you choose your next one to be the women came or the women have arrived or we have arrived? And we're like, no, we don't ever want to arrive, you know, because then like what's left to do? We always want to be coming. You know, there should always be more. There should always be more mouths to feed. There should be more innovations that need to happen. There should be more industries that needs to be conquered. There should always be more. And so, yeah, and so this time around for date night, our theme is we are coming. Okay, because we made sure that the women know that we are coming, the women are coming, and the men know that the women are coming, and the industry knows, and the governments know, and academia knows, and businesses know, everybody knows that the women are coming, right? And so right now we are saying we are coming and we're taking hold of that as women supporting other women. We even found in our we have an investment arm called Junk.Fund where we have women entrepreneurs that gets investment and we take people's junk food money and invest it in female entrepreneurs. And in our February date night, we ran and it was a pitch night and we just asked women. I think it could have been maybe 20 women, and these are women that, you know, it's not other people's money, it was their own money, and they came together and they managed in 24 hours raise 75,000 rand to invest in other women. And that's the power when we come together. I mean, that's just one example. You know, there's so many to go into. But for tonight, we are clear that we are coming, and we're going to make sure that we are always coming. That the ladies and the women that's coming behind us, that they are still going to come. So it means whatever we are doing, we are laying the ground forward. So it means sometimes we have to sit in difficult situations. We have to be in difficult situations. We have to tap into the industries that were predominantly male. And yeah, so you know, sometimes people don't like talking about it. We normally just talk about technology, right? And we say, oh, women in ICT is new, and people talk about STEM, and now it's STEAM, apparently. And so we say, no, women, you know, have to get into science and technology and maths and all these things. And we are saying, but women have always been in different industries. We just don't talk about it because it might not be as flashy, you know. And so even tonight, I'm so happy that we have somebody that's going to share with us her story. I'm not going to give that away now, but we are clear that we want to tell the stories of women that have gone into these industries that other women, where there aren't many other women involved. And so, I mean, it could be the motor industry, it could be mining, it could be, I don't know, engineering, it could be plumbing, electrician, anything where we would normally, you know, when you need to call somebody out and you know a man is going to pitch up to fix something for you. There are women that are in those industries, but we don't hear about them. And we would actually, you know, this is ask that we're asking everyone that's listening, that's watching, if you know of women that have started their own business and are doing their own thing in these different industries that have been predominantly male dominated. Send us a message, pop us a message. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram, we have email, like anywhere you find us. Please pop us a message and tell these stories of these women. We have a team that's going out and doing videos of women. You'll see some of the videos tonight. And we're hoping that for the rest of the year that is part of our strategy, is just telling these stories. We call it groundbreaker stories. And so going out and filming the ladies where they're at. They don't have to come anyway. We will go to them. For now, we're just doing it in Cape Town, okay? Until we can get to the other provinces and other regions. But for now, we're focusing on Cape Town. But we want to be telling these stories. So if you know of anyone, if you yourself and you are in an industry and you know how hard it's been, that maybe you want to give up at times, please pop us a message. Let us hear from you, and we will have people that joins you and tells you stories. So we are definitely coming, and I don't think that that's gonna stop. You know, we've made a conscious decision that too long we have been silent, and too long we allow others to silence us, right? So sometimes we don't want to take a seat at the table because it's maybe not inviting enough, but we realize, you know what, I can build my own table, and then I can invite anyone I want to sit around with me. So I don't have to be dictated, you know, on what society says and what other people are saying, just as long as we are making sure that other women are coming. And that's it from me, Christine. Thank you so much. Thank you, ladies, for being here. I'm super, super excited about tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Renee. You know, you got so many women. The women are saying that they already feel empowered, and it's only the beginning. You know, and so we have to keep those comments coming. We want to hear some comments. You know, even from our male viewers, our male supporters on YouTube. Please do not hesitate to share some comments. Thank you, Renee. I am going to immediately hand over to, you know what's coming next? We indeed, yes, have one of our past, yes, beneficiaries. We were out capturing her story. So I'm going to ask our engineer to very quickly share with us what none other than Jody Johnson, Prince of Peace, have been up to.
I'm Jody Johnson from Prince of Peace, and we create positive messaging through apparel. So we do this through our branded items and our customized printing intermediary service. So the way Prince of Peace came about was in 2015. It was the darkest period of my life, and I was in a car accident and I didn't think I was going to make it. So I was actually bedridden for a season and I couldn't experience life outside. And the only thing that kept me going was the positivity I received through gifts and messages. So I never thought that those simple messages would carry me through. And then I realized, what if someone out there also needs those positivity and they're not receiving it as I did? So I decided, no, I'm going to take it seriously and do it for the people out there that needs the positivity. So that was really nerve-wracking to pitch in front of investors. The sound alone of hearing the word investors is nerve-wracking. So I'm glad that it was virtual because they couldn't see how nervous I was and my hands were shaking. But I was part of a really good team, and we would encourage each other in our WhatsApp group, and the ladies would congratulate each other when we're done pitching and things like that. So I was part of a really good team, and it was a good experience. We got the opportunity to explore other marketing strategies, and we even launched the put-on range with Resonate called the Put-on Range, and we co-hosted an online piece event with amazing artists, and we even got to increase our t-shirt quality, and we're busy improving our packaging because we are launching our very own website soon. And we're also working with a new designer to release our winter range, so we're quite busy. Yes, our goals when pitching, it was to improve our t-shirt quality and get a website and work with a new designer, and also to have ambassadors. So it kind of worked out because the artist that we worked with at the peace event was wearing our merchandise, and they put it on their social media and things like that. So it kind of worked out that way as well. So we have a Facebook page called Prince of Peace, and on Instagram we are at princeof_peace, and we'll have a website soon as well.
Well done, Jody Johnson, Prince of Peace. Absolutely amazing. You're welcome. Jody, if you can just leave your details again in the chat, if people have any questions for you or where they can possibly find you. Well done on your journey. Now, for the moment that we have all been waiting for. In the beginning, I made mention that we have a featured groundbreaker. Yes. With no words, I'm not going to say anything this time around. I'm just going to ask that our engineer share her story. Over to the engineer.
So I'm Ziona Slamat, I'm 27 years old, and I was born and bred in Mitchell's Plain. I grew up here with my parents, my grandparents, my brother, and also my uncle. My schools were also here in Mitchell's Plain, Beaconview Primary and Oval North High. I lived here until I was 18, and then I started exploring the rest of South Africa. So from an early age, I've always been very creative, from building boats from paper, making my own little model houses. So that sparked my interest in construction, and then attending a technical high school as well, we were exposed to some of the elements of engineering and construction. In grade 11, I joined a program called Go for Gold, also a construction based in this program, and they took us on site excursions where we saw buildings being built, how pipes were laid, roads were built, and that made me even more interested and more excited for civil engineering. After matric, I spent a year in the construction industry as well, just to see how it was, if this was really for me. And after that year, I knew that civil engineering was for me, And thereafter I did my diploma at CPUT, and after that I started working. I work in the industry since 2017. We built bridges. I think we built about 12 bridges on the N7, and that's basically how everything came together. That's where ProMage was born. My fellow colleague and I saw a gap in the industry. We saw that, we needed to go from paper to digital, and we needed to make it so easy for foremen to understand as well. And also being in the industry, we knew what foremen needed, we knew what their lack was, we knew also that, they needed to be empowered as well. Okay, so within the civil industry, we saw that foremen did not like doing paperwork because it was usually complicated and they didn't understand it as well as costing. Costing was the #1 problem on sites, and also monitoring productivity. A lot of foremen just go and build the thing, but they don't really know what the impact is financially on the company. So what we did was we then created the app to tackle those challenges. We made it so that foremen it could be easily understood, easy to do, and fast as well. Foremen could see their productivity, they could see where they were making money, and it all happened in real time. And not only could the site supervisors monitor it, the site managers could as well. Okay, so as an entrepreneur who has a startup, money isn't just going to be rolling in at the beginning, but you need to push through. You need to work hard at it and not give up. You need to believe in your product so much that you will do other things as well to sustain yourself, like what I'm doing currently. I always say I wear many hats. I bake as well. I bake part-time. I'm a runner, which means I do shopping for people and they pay me. I also sell items at home as well. I sell to the people here in Mitchell's Plain. So just because I believe in my product, I'm not going to give up on it. I'm going to find ways to sustain myself. I just want to say to all the ladies out there, you are good enough. Don't doubt yourself. You can do anything you put your mind to. You will succeed, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough days. There's going to be days when you want to cry. I've cried, done it. You're going to want to give up, but don't. Just remember your vision, and you will, when you see the end product, it's going to be all worth it. You're going to just be so happy.
Oh my goodness, wow. Me too. Ziona Slamat, born and raised on the Cape Flats, Mitchell's Plain, advancing construction through technology. This evening, Ziona, we are extremely proud of you. Ladies, if you have any questions for Ziona, you're most welcome to put that in the chat. Ziona, there are plenty of comments for you. The women are blown away. I have to say this. I had the privilege of being on set with this lovely lady. She's only 27 years old, women. Only 27 years old. And her passion for entrepreneurship, her passion for this industry. I'm like, Ziona, really? She was out there building bridges, ladies. My goodness, I can't even build a block, never mind a bridge, And this woman at this age, not even 30 years old yet, she was in there on site. Ziona, really, maybe Ziona, maybe if you could just while we're waiting for some more questions, what were some of the key moments, like the defining moments for you on your journey? Over to you, Ziona?
Well, I think some of the key moments were also meeting other great women in the industry. Actually, there was one lady within our company, one in the history of the company that I worked for, that was a site agent. You know, it was very close to top management as you can get within our company. And I said to myself, you know what? I wanted to be the next one. She really inspired me, and there was such a lack of women in leadership within the industry. You would usually, even me as a student, what I saw was male foremen, male side agents. You know, the women were usually flag ladies, tea ladies, and then admin assistants, and it was never foreman, you know. And I wanted to be that person. I actually joined construction for my kids, you guys. I wanted to inspire my children. So that's why I did civil engineering. But once I was in there, I wanted to inspire more people as well, just like I was inspired by that lady.
Well, we are inspired, we're blown away, Ziona. And if Renee, if there are any questions in the chat, will you please share that with us at this point?
We have a question from Marotia Wenzel. She says, what was the most challenging thing you had to overcome during your journey?
Being a woman, that was like number one, because you know, as a woman, you know, we are by nature, we are soft and we are nurturers. And so I having to be in charge of a team, you know, naturally, and I'm even like that with my friends. I'm the mother of the group. I'm the youngest, but I'm always the mother. So with my team also, I wanted to nurture them, and that didn't go well. They wanted someone who was a bit more rough and tough, and that was very challenging for me. Is having to change my personality. I refused to because I'm stubborn. But yeah, that was one of the tough things. A lot of the men weren't used to having a female tell them what to do, and having a young female, because when I was on site, I was 25, 26, yeah, 25. So I'm 25 and I'm a woman and they are older. So that was a challenging thing, was just giving instructions to men that were basically double my age and that had even more years in experience as well. So that was one of the things that was that was challenging for me, yeah.
I love how you said you refused to change who you were. So well done to that. I have another question from Abigail. She asks, how did you guys come up with a cool name for your business? Maybe you want to tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah. So our app is actually, it's a production management app. So we specialize in production management for construction companies, and that's where the name ProMage comes from. So pro production, and then the mage for management, and we got merged together, hence ProMage. So yeah, that's how we came up with our name.
Okay, thank you. Christine, do we have time for more questions?
Maybe just one more question, Renee. One more question.
Okay, this one is from Monique Clovers. She asks, how do you network effectively and handle the criticisms? She says, I've never been the social type. I'm not good at social media nor networking in general. So how do you go about doing so?
Oh wow. Well, we don't really have a social media as yet. We first building on getting our product out there. But I think with me, because so with ProMage, we didn't have customers yet. We are moving towards there, like actually having proper paying customers. But so we had to go out and like we have to go sell our product. Like I go to construction sites, you guys, and I go there and I ask who's the site manager and I go speak to the people. My first time I was so nervous, was shaking in my boots. I think yeah, I was shivering, but I always have this saying, and I it's a cliche, but I say fake it till you make it. Like literally, I won't even lie to you. This has been my strategy. I go there with so much confidence. I pretend to be confident, and after speaking to them for a while, when I'm calm, and then you know it's not even faking anymore, because now they are interested because they see that kind of confidence that you are giving off. Like they even want to like know more. I think even the company that we are currently sitting with, when I went to that site, I was so nervous, and I spoke to the one site agent, and because of my fake confidence, the guy I didn't even go speak to, someone else he was so interested. He asked me questions, and he took our company profile and he ended up sending it to their CEO because of this fake confidence that I was that I was giving off. So if you are not that social, I think just be the person you think you are supposed to be, the person you want to be that confident person, and afterwards it will come through. It will start, you will just start being that person. So yeah, I hope that helped.
Yes, it did. Okay, there's maybe just a let me just read the follow one up quickly. Um, so Monique just adds on, but what if you feel like what you able to do isn't good enough to take all the way? I hate putting out sub work, but you have to start somewhere, right? So I think you already answered that you just start, just put yourself out there. And then there was another question about how do you go about registering your business, or maybe how you went about. Was it an easy process? Did you have somebody helping you? Yeah, how did you go about it? And then I have one question to add before Christine shuts me off is what is next for you? What's the big thing that's coming next?
Okay. So I'm gonna answer the registering business part first. So I'm not alone in this business. I do have a team. The one of our team, one of my colleagues, he actually registered the business. But I think if you are with RLabs, RLabs does assist with that. So RLabs are just passing the ball. But yeah, so I personally did not handle that process. I'm part of the, it was a marketing team. I go out and I sell ProMage. Yeah, that's my job at the moment.
Thank
And
you.
then
Yeah, tell us what's coming next. What's next on the horizon? What should we be looking out for?
well, I said I always wanted to marry a rich man, but now I'm gonna become a rich man. Because those things are hard to find. So yeah, ProMage is, yeah, we are moving, and we are getting some big clients. So yeah, I'm gonna become a rich man, you guys. That's what's next.
I love it. Well, congratulations. And just to answer Abigail on registration, if you join our IAP program, Maru Dia she dropped the message in the chat. We have a program for entrepreneurial support, and they definitely help you get registered and setting up your business. Christine, over to you.
Oh, thank you so much, Renee. Thank you so much, Siona. We are proud to call you our featured groundbreaker. You are really, really phenomenal. If you have any more questions for Siona, she'll be on the call for the rest of the evening. She can definitely respond via chat. But we are ready, just to hear what one of our beneficiaries have been up to, none other than, drumroll, Astrid Roberts, Cakes and Bakes by Astrid. Oh my word, this should be good. Over to you, engineer.
Well, I'm Cakes and Bakes by Astrid, and at the moment I am running it in Kales River by my parents where I stay. I am currently using their kitchen. I've been using their kitchen since forever. My journey, when people ask me where my journey started, I mean, it's a story like most others. By Oma. Oma taught me how to bake. Oma gave me my first bread dough to roll and shape as I pleased and just play around with it. I mean, she was one of the best. She gave me free reign to mess around with the cookie dough and the bread dough. So there's where my love for baking started. So yeah, Oma. I was a graduate at RLabs for a few of the courses. And then one day, Renee Parker from RLabs called me up and she asked if I'd like to showcase my work at the IEP launch. And so I said, okay, I'll do that. The next day she phoned and asked if I can cater the whole event. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. And I ended up then catering for the whole IEP launch. I also sat on the panel of businesses that was asked a few questions to share a little bit of their businesses. And yeah. I'll be honest, it was very nerve-wracking, but it was an exciting experience. It was amazing, the fact that I could freely share about my business, what Cakes and Bakes by Astrid is all about. And so I loved getting that opportunity to do that. Well, I was lucky enough to receive an investment. And the investment, it wasn't actually about the investment for me, if I can be honest about how it's changed me. It empowered me. It built up a certain sense of confidence in me as a small female business owner. So yeah, that is everything. I had 3 goals on the pitch, and I can proudly say I basically reached all 3 goals with my investment.
Wow. Astrid, you are phenomenal. So gentle. And just as, one of the comments was, she doesn't just bake. Her cakes look like art. She's definitely an artist. And so really well done, Astrid, for your hard work. Always. And thank you so much for being willing to share your story with RLabs. Thank you so much, Astrid. Lovely having you here. If you have any questions for Astrid, you're also welcome to pop that in our chat. She will be joining us throughout this evening. She's more than willing to answer any of your questions. Now, oh my goodness, the time go by so fast. I don't know if you ladies are ready for what's coming next. Thank you for the round of applause. We are so ready for the next speaker. Yes. Now, I cannot get this wrong. Not at all. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, we are ready. I'm sure everyone is ready. I'm ready. I cannot get this wrong. This woman, if there's just something about her disposition, something about her confidence, but more importantly, she's a smart and strong woman. But I can say, I didn't ask her permission this time. I didn't ask her permission, but I can say that she's definitely, part of the RLabs woman and RLabs family. So just introducing her, I'm going to read, just bits and pieces and highlight some of her, her accolades. Because I think you ladies have to understand who we have in our midst. She's indeed the manager for the Innovation for Inclusive Development at the Technology Innovation Agency. She has a PhD in science policy and a BCom degree. She has more than 25 years experience in national system of innovation, assisting aspiring technology entrepreneurs to commercialize their products. And then her strengths are indeed entrepreneurship development, strategy development, in our favorite, our absolute favorite, innovation management and business development. Ladies and gentlemen, near and far, I am honored to introduce to you an amazing and incredible and please, you have to ask this woman questions, because I promise you she's going to have answers, entrepreneurs. I am more than excited to hand over to Anita Ramsuran, who's going to share with us some of her knowledge. And of course, you will have an opportunity to ask her questions. Engineer, will you be so kind to, show her beautiful face? Anita Ramsuran, over to you, my dear. Welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Christine, and thank you, Renee, for the invitation. Meeting these amazing women that have come before me. So much of pressure. I don't actually know where to start. Please, I want to apologize. I've had a long day, so I'm actually sitting on the floor, which is the best place I find at the end of a long day. We've been in a 6-hour webinar before the session with 7 countries. It's been quite exhausting. So you've overwhelmed me. I don't know where to start. Too much of pressure, Christine. Okay, so let me start with innovation and investment management. So I'm one of many females in our environment that actually work in investment management at the Technology Innovation Agency. Proud to say we actually have more females and males in our organization doing investment management and doing technology investment management. That means these are females that have either an engineering or science background. We had an aeronautical engineer who recently left us, but we have lots of these that, we have a high attrition rate because of the field we work in. So it's not impossible to actually break these barriers to get to there. The trick is not really the trick, but I think maybe what it is it's not about competition, but it's more about the collaboration. It's more about working together. And I want to, in my just highlight a few things working with these entrepreneurs. So I've been working a long time with entrepreneurs. I'm actually heading towards retirement, so it's hopefully to share something before I retire. So what I want to say about innovation is from a government perspective. So I'm working in an entity that is part of government, and from a government perspective, there's definitely lots and lots of incentives where women are incentivized to participate. So in the innovation space, in our portfolio, we deal with about 1,000 innovators per year. We invest in 1,000 innovators. We receive funding for about 500 million a year. where we invest in innovators. And of the 1,000 some of innovators, at least 300 of them are women. And these are women not predominantly in service industry, but women in innovation, women in the areas of engineering, in the areas of energy, areas of water and sanitation, etc. We've seen these all. And a few years ago, I had a session with the women entrepreneurs, and I asked, would you prefer that we treat you differently in the organization? In other words, would you like us to maybe change our application process, maybe allow you to pitch differently? And they said, no, there is no need for that, because we would like to be treated the very same way that the male applicants in your organization are treated. We will fill in the same application form. We will get there because we know how to do this. So it's about the strength that they carry. And women are amazing in that it's not only, they will be innovating, but they will also be doing the rest of their chores, which is about taking care of their kids. Some of them are single moms, which should be doing everything that they need to do, plus innovating, plus running their own businesses. And women are built like that to multitask. I mean, you all know that. We can do many things. The other thing around innovation, surprisingly, is that a lot of studies have actually shown that designing your innovation to be gender sensitive or designing your product to be gender sensitive is actually quite critical and makes your product more acceptable. And I want to use two examples to illustrate this. When motor manufacturers were designing seatbelts for cars, they had not considered the female posture, right? And had designed, they had many failures around the seatbelt until they considered the female posture, especially around the front area, right? So that you don't damage your breast, etc., when you are in an accident. So they had to have a female mind in their design. They had to have a gender sensitive mind. Another example, which I've actually heard of today, is with regards to the clotting that was found in the UK when the woman had taken the vaccine. I think it was the AstraZeneca vaccine. Now, what had happened is the vaccine didn't even consider the woman's physiology. In other words, the makeup of the woman on the inside. And therefore, they had tested the product mainly on men. It was a small percentage of women that had participated in the study. What is the consequence of that? They let it out to the entire population. And because of that, you would find that they actually stopped the vaccine because women were getting blood clots throughout their body, not only in their arms and legs, but even in other organs that they were receiving blood clots. So it's so important that as women, especially in the tech innovation environment, our message is there is no competition. You work alongside. The best innovations actually come from a team that is made up of a mixed gender team, a team of males and females. What we do support very strongly in the Technology Innovation Agency is if we have certain targets which we need to meet. And currently we're sitting at about 30% women in our portfolio. What we'd like to do is actually move it to 50% women. So we have this target that we all need to work towards. When we do our investments, we must make sure at least 50% women are actually involved in our projects. The other incentive we have is if there is a very good technology, but it's come from a predominantly white male project leader, what we do is, as part of our BBE policy, we say, try to partner with or bring on board in your governance level, in your management level, a female that would be able to lead this. And you'll find that they actually come up with better designs, better outcomes through the project when we do that. So I want to say that from a government perspective, I mean, even if you see this in Parliament as well, many females compared to males are ministers in Parliament. There is a strong policy imperative to actually push that. But when it comes to, I suppose, when it comes to day-to-day business, we do see that a lot of women businesses, especially in the service industry, actually thrive better than male businesses. And the reason being is because women persevere. So you don't give up that easily. You will persevere. It is innate in women that you would nurture, that you will get the best that you want. And many of us, including myself, come from very poverty-stricken environments. I've been a product of apartheid. And I mean, in the apartheid times, to get a decent education was a struggle. To get into university was a struggle. To get anywhere was a struggle. To move around was a struggle. I recall having to walk to a bus stop just to save 5 cents at that time. I think it was 5 cents. Yeah, just to save 5 cents because I mean money was tight. But if you persevered, and that is the strength of many women, and I've heard that in the stories that Zayona told, and Jody. I mean, she's met with an accident, and you know these thoughts have helped her, you know, be kept alive, and you see this in women. So for me, it's play to your strengths. There is no need to compete with the males. I know you said you are coming, but for me, I feel like, you know, you are there already and you are doing it with them and you're doing it alongside with them. There's lots of women in these different professions and they don't want special treatment. They just want to be given consideration in when they put in an application. And there's lots of opportunities for funding, for government funding. But you need to realize that government funding, even though they say it's a grant, there is no such thing as free money. You will still have to work your butt out to make sure that you deliver. There is no such thing as a free lunch or a free beer with pals. You need to work. You need to work for that. And as women, we are all hardworking. We know how to do this. I mean, we've picked up recipes and we've been able to bake and be creative around the baking, etc. So from my perspective is we are in a good place as a country. We are in a good place as women in the country, in the sense that there are lots of opportunities. I think the problem is really, how do you tap into those opportunities? Where do you find them? How do you get that? And it's you need to rely on infrastructure or resources like RLabs, TIA, the Technology Innovation Agency. We've linked to a number of government resources that can actually assist you in your funding, in helping you to corporatize your business, in helping you to file an application form to set up your business with CIPC, etc. Those resources are available. Government spends lots of money to make those resources available. So take advantage of those opportunities. I just want to also touch on a few other things in terms of some type of behavior we also observe amongst women. And I think because being in a male-dominated environment and sometimes feeling threatened in a male-dominated environment, what women tend to do is to keep away from other women. And that is definitely not what should be happening. There is this term they call the PhD. I know there's a PhD at the end of my name, but another acronym, it's an acronym for pull her down or pulling her down. Right. And a lot of women do that. So I think forming a community of women like the way we see on the screen today is actually excellent. Because we need to be together. We need to stand together. And possibly another piece of advice I can give is also get yourself a good, strong coach, especially if you're an aspiring businesswoman. Having a coach, having a mentor is critical. A mentor from industry, RLabs can help with that. If you need something from TIA, we possibly could help with that. But get onto a mentorship program. Get onto any program that can offer you resources. Sometimes many of these come for free, online courses. Get yourself educated. Get yourself ready for business, because it's out there. You just need to grab it. You need to take it by its horns, and you need to take it to new heights. So I think that's it from me. I'm sorry, I didn't have a presentation. I didn't want to have a presentation. I rather thought it's best that we have a conversation rather than a presentation. Yeah, so Christine, you really put me under a lot of pressure. But yeah, that's it for me. Would you mind if I turn my camera off? I'm actually very shy.
No problem, Anita. Of course not, and I apologize. But you did absolutely well under pressure, I must say. Wouldn't you, ladies, agree? You've got some amazing comments in the chat, and then Kim Bush has a question. Renee, if you could maybe if you could share that with us to Anita, it would be amazing. Yes.
Kim, are you actually around? You just want to unmute yourself and ask your question.
I am actually around, yes. I don't mind asking the question.
Come on, man.
Thank you.
So yeah, just a question from me. If you had a chance to start your career over again, what would you do differently?
Sure. Okay, so I always wanted to be a medical doctor. And then my second choice was social work. But I ended up to be a doctor in a long-winded fashion. So maybe if I had to do it again, I always wanted to help people, help to improve people's lives, help to make people's lives better. But ended up doing a long stint of teaching. Then I joined the university, then I joined government, and now I'm with the Technology Innovation Agency. So in a roundabout way, I got to where I wanted to be, which is helping people. But I was my heart was more in helping people in the medical field. Too late for that now, but next life. I'm an Indian, so apparently we do have many lives.
Thank you so much, Kim, for your question. Thank you, Anita, for that. I think there's another question in the chat by Nikita. Shall I read it, Renee?
Yes, please. I'm further up.
Okay, no problem. So Anita, how did you know what career path you wanted to take? That's the question. Thank you, Nikita.
Yeah. Okay. So this was a tough one because of being poor, choices were very limited. So I did say I wanted to be a medical doctor, but I wasn't able to fund it, or my parents weren't able to fund it. So I switched to the next best thing, which was being a teacher, because it was offering a full-time bursary. Yeah, so I think choices are possibly determined by circumstances then. But I always loved the sciences and the commerce, the business side of it. And it came together nicely. You know, I've studied, you know, right up to a PhD as a teacher, and then was quite bored at some points and did the BCom because I was bored. Not because I wanted to start my own business. Yeah, but ended up with those skills in both science and commerce and becoming useful now in my current profession. So sometimes these things just fall in place. There's a term for it, but it's about destiny. It's about what's in store for you. I'm a strong believer in Hinduism and that as well. So I think religion is quite important. I mean, you know, I think we all will believe that it's very important that we keep that at the forefront. We keep to our values and we keep to our principles. Those are key things, you know, as businesswomen, because if you lose that, then you lose. And if you only want to drive profits and you antagonize a lot of people, you'll find that your business starts to fail. So it's very important that you keep to that. And I want to maybe just, Renee, if I may, just relate a quick story. And it's about an Indian in India by the name of Tata. So he has Tata Industries, and they got Tata Motors and Tata Tea and things like that. It's quite big in India, but he's a philanthropist. And what he's done, and you probably know about the pandemic in India and how bad it is. And what he's done is for every person that has died of COVID, he's actually continuing to pay the salaries of that person to their families till they reach pensionable age. Now, yeah, coming from a person he's rich in his own right, but he gives so much away in terms of that. So even in your business, having empathy, caring for your employees is so important because that helps improve productivity. And you can learn from the best around the world. There's lots of example of people that have really shown empathy and are really excellent business people. Sorry, were there more questions, Kim? I saw something about what advice would you give to a CEO?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to say that. So I sit on the board. I sit on the board of two entities as well, and so sitting on the board, you get to engage a lot with the CEOs of those entities. And the most important thing for CEOs, I think, is about performance, because when you perform, it's your best defense. There is nobody that could tell you anything if you are performing well, right? You're performing well, you're taking care of your employees, you have value, you make value-based judgments, you would be good. Okay, if you do the wrong things, obviously corruption and those kinds of things, which nobody should be going anywhere near, obviously those are not good signs. I presented once to a board for the African Laser Center on good governance. And the board actually ended up firing the CEO because he did nothing of those things around good governance. So it's very important that you actually follow those principles of good governance. And part of good governance also talks about value decisions and empathy and those kinds of things. Okay, so that would be my advice. Performance is your best defense. If you're performing well, there is no reason why you shouldn't be a good CEO.
Thank you.
I'm not too sure what I must.
There's another question, Anita. It was early up, so I really want to read this from Monique. She asks, how do you go about assembling a serious team for your business? Any advice for her?
Okay, so it depends on the type of business. So I'll just maybe give an example of an innovation business, and this is what we actually look for in a team. So I think it probably will be useful. So it's very important in an innovation business that the innovator may not be the one that drives the business, that the innovator may not even be the CEO. He can be the founder. But he or she would probably not be the CEO, because their focus will be on the technical, on the technology, on the innovation. So for us, when we're looking at things, there are actually three things we look at. One is the technology, and we see whether the technology is sound. Is this technology going to work? Is it going to be adopted easily? Is it going to be able to be diffused, etc.? The second is the vehicle, the business, and who's the best person to run the business. So one of the key things you need to do is somebody that can drive the business. Somebody that can drive the business needs to be a hustler, a person that would work to the bone to make sure it happens, right? A person that would be able to bring in networks, etc. And the third thing we look at is what we call the innovator or the jockey. And we look at what are the skills that we need to make sure that this jockey or this innovator has, so that this innovation actually succeeds and makes it to the market. So for us, when we look at a team, we look at the innovation, and then obviously the innovator. So then there needs to be somebody of that. Then we look at who's going to drive the business. Very important. And then in driving the business, you probably will need certain business skills, which would be financial skills and audit skills, etc. So those are some of the resources you can bring it, but you don't have to have them full time. Obviously, some of these resources can be shared. You can outsource some of these things. So when you're starting off, you will generally probably start off with just 2 or 3 people. The person that's the expert or the innovator. It's very important that when you are setting up a business, it's in an area that you know, that you're familiar with, that you know of. Like I wouldn't have expected Zaona to start something in the cakes with regards to cakes, because she doesn't know how to bake. She just bakes for pleasure, right? She doesn't bake for art, like the way we had our third speaker, right? So it's very important that that's your strength. Whatever business you are driving must be your strength. And then you try to build the skills that you don't have around that strength, right? So you don't have the business skills, you don't have the financial skills, you don't have the sales and marketing skills. Bring that in. Your probably first thing is to use cheap labor and use your family and friends and fools that will participate with you. But if you don't win on that, obviously that will not be a long-term solution. When you start a proper business, you need to allocate salaries, have them all formalized, etc. But in the initial stages, there is no need to create a big organization when you don't know whether this product is actually going to hit the market successfully. So make sure that you start small with the core team and then build around the core team as you grow, as you scale, as you expand. Okay. Sorry, that was very long-winded.
Well, the chats are going. These women have so many questions. I hope you have some energy to answer two more.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Okay.
but maybe I could respond to them maybe on an email, and then Christine can maybe share them to the ladies.
Okay.
If you don't have enough time.
Yeah, I think yes, there's quite a few in the chat. If you don't mind just answering it there, there's like 41 new messages I didn't read yet that has been coming. But we're also running it on YouTube. So there's just some comments that was left. Marlon Parker says, amazing, Dr. Anita, and really enjoyed your thoughts and inputs. We have some others. Empathy, it's so powerful, being able to connect with people and seeing things from their perspective. This is important when deciding on your value proposition. And this is how we best serve our communities. And then your story is your superpower. That's from Alfia. So there are so many comments running on YouTube and in the chat. Anita, you have definitely inspired us. I know it was a long day. I was just an attendee on your webinar, but I was tired. So I can imagine for yourself being one of the organizers and having to convene the entire day. Thank you so much for being with us. Christine, sorry, I'm ending your session. I'm handing over to you.
Oh no, don't not a problem, Renee. It's a shade. It's shade. Thank you so much, Renee, and again, thank you so much, Anita. I know that you are exhausted, but we are really happy that that you made it this evening. So yes, again, ladies, you can send all your questions, and then as Anita mentioned, we can email them to her, and then she can answer those questions for you. Wow, it's been phenomenal. But guess what? We've got more. There's more. So, let's sit back for a moment and let's see what Kauthar Leilu, also one of our beneficiaries, yes, Kitchen Kotal. What has Kitchen Kotal been up to? Thank you.
My name is Kauthar and I'm from the Kitchen Kotal. So my business initially established in 2019 with my husband and I. We were both unemployed at the time, seeking employment, and then this was just a way to generate some funds while we were seeking employment. And then it actually started on one Friday morning where my husband came to me and said, I need to make curry and a roti, and he's going to sell it to the local businesses in the area. I did that, and then there was so much orders that I had to make 2 extra pots thereafter. It was an exhausting day, very hot, very bothered, but so fulfilling at the same time. So after that, we decided that we were going to sell some donuts and pastries in the morning, and then on Wednesdays we did boerewors and burgers. But since then we have grown, we have a full menu with lots of other things available right now, and we also, our operating hours has now increased. We are from Mondays to Saturdays. So 3 months down the line, we actually became self-sustained and we didn't have to use our savings any longer to purchase any goods or anything like that. So fast forward, we are in 2021. So many things has happened since then. We have grown quite a bit. It was very nerve-wracking, very exciting also. We had an amazing group of women that I was working with, and there was so much support from the entrepreneurs and the facilitators of the program. So in one word, I would say it was a phenomenal experience. Well, we have grown quite a bit. The business has been put out there. We are on social media now, something which we didn't initially do, which has become more active since joining or doing the VIP program. And then the investment that I received from the program was amazing, because one of the goals was that we needed a stove, because initially I started the business with a 2-plate stove. But I managed, with the investment given from the Jung Fund, I purchased a 5-plate gas burner and stove, which has obviously made things so much easier for me. And then because of that, sales have increased and we actually managed to join Bolt. So we are now on the Bolt Food app. So for those that don't always have the transport to come and purchase from us, they can now order via Bolt Food. Yes, initially the goal was to get a stove, because that was one of the biggest problems that we had at the time. And then with the Jung Fund investment, we were able to do so with the money that we received from it. So we are based in Belgravia. We're working from home, but you can check us out on Facebook as well as Instagram. And then orders can also be placed on WhatsApp, and there is also a menu on the WhatsApp line, which you can also have a look at. The WhatsApp number is 071 011 9550.
Wow, phenomenal. Thank you so much, Kothar. And you've got so many comments in the chat as well. Such a great name. People love the name Kitchen Kotal. And of course, that is from Senzo all the way, one of our RLabs men. Amazing Bolt. Yes, we can find her on Bolt. That is super, super cool. Well done, Kothar. We are super proud of you. Right. Now, of course, RLabs women, as usual, they are always busy, okay? Always up to something. Always showcasing, right? Every date night we are showcasing. Now, this time around, no, you're not going to hear from me. I am happily handing over to one of our RLabs women champions, at least 2 of them. But very first up, Suzanne Smith. She's going to share with us what her and her team have been up to. Over to you, Suzanne Smith. And if my memory serves me correct, you will be accompanied by Althea the vet as well. Over to you, Suzanne.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your 2 hosts, Ali D, and you have Susie. Ali D is also our filmmaker, and your Susie is also your hype queen. Something, But yes, welcome again, everyone. This is your host, Susie and Ali D. We are going to just share a few platform and where it is we are at now as a team, like where we started and where we're at. So I'm going to hand it over to Ali D. She how radio started and how we've grown as a team. So yes, go for it, Ali D.
Thank you so much, Susie, aka the Hype Queen. Yes, I am LED, and we are live right now on the RLabs Women Date Night. Oh wow, it's an amazing evening. It's been so phenomenal. Yeah, thank you for having us on the show today as well. So yes, Odd Labs Radio, where it all started, definitely started, like so many things within Odd Labs as a dream. It really started as a dream. And today we are really representing our co-founder in her absence, Lady G, Miss Genevieve. We miss you so much. Hope you are tuned in this evening as well. And yes, like all the ladies actually have mentioned this evening that females love, it's in us to nurture and persevere. And so yes, Odd Labs Radio is definitely incubated within the Odd Labs women team, and now we have flourished. We are no longer a fetus, we are no longer being incubated. We have set ourselves free rather, and we've released our website on Freedom Day this year. It really birthed during lockdown. And now we are connecting local and global champions. One voice, one sound. We are Odd Labs Radio, and our engineer will play a very cool video for us. And that's really all from us. For now, we are out. Thank you so much.
Wow. How super cool.
Welcome to RLabs Radio, your online radio station. One voice, one sound.
Thank you so much, Susie and LED. Oh my goodness, that was amazing. You ladies are phenomenal. Well done to you and the team and Genevieve Adams in her absence. That is super cool. Right, we ready? Ladies, are we ready to connect? Are we ready to network? Oh, yes, I got a nod. And so, of course, I'm going to call upon none other than, drumroll, Lindsay Napoleon.
Thank you, Christine. Hello, ladies. Good evening, ladies. I hope you are enjoying date night so far. I know it's so dark here in Mitchell's Plain. I have a small ring light. I don't know if you can see, if that makes it better. I hope so. Okay, ladies. So now we are actually going to go into our networking activity. And it's actually our first networking activity of the year, because our last date night, if you remember, was the pitch night. And we didn't get to speak to one another and really talk and connect with each other and hear about what we are working on and stuff. So we are going to go into that in a few minutes. We are going to break up into smaller groups. You'll be in breakout rooms. There will be a facilitator with you. Someone from the RLabs Women team will be with you to guide you through the activity. Basically, we will be answering 3 questions in your breakout room. Everyone will get a chance to speak, to talk. I'll go through the questions with you before we go in. First question is, if your business was an animal, what would it be and why? So that's kind of a light-hearted question for us. There's bound to be some interesting answers. The second question is, what is a long-term goal for your business? So in 5 to 10 years, what do you see for yourself in your business? So we can keep our answers brief. We don't need to go into too much detail because we do want everyone to get a chance to speak. And then the last question what are your top 3 core values for your business? For example, integrity, loyalty, innovation, things like that. And yeah, you'll be doing that in your breakout rooms. And while you're in your breakout rooms, you will nominate a spokesperson in your group so that when we come back and we give some feedback, then your spokesperson will represent your group to kind of give us some highlights and talk about how the activity was for you. And we'll be in our breakout rooms for a few minutes. Your facilitator will guide you. And also to those who maybe don't have businesses yet, or you just have a business idea, or you're still thinking of what to do, don't worry, you can still check in. Your facilitator will look after you. So soon you should see a pop-up on your device, on your phone or your laptop or your computer to join a breakout room. So in a few minutes, you should see that popping up. And then we'll all break out into smaller rooms and I will see you on the other side. So enjoy, ladies, enjoy talking to each other and networking. See you on the other side.
Wow, thank you so much, Lindsay. This is happening.
Sure, they went fast.
Really fast, huh?
They ran to the breakout rooms.
Lindsay, we've been depriving our women from networking and connecting.
Know.
You know, it's been a long time. We know we always give comments after the event. You know, people, the women are always asking, you know, why no network, you know? And so it would be really interesting to know this evening, at least we get to spend some, you're not going anywhere, right? You get to spend some time.
No, I'm staying here with you.
Thank you. And Suzanne is joining the party. Maybe we should have you know, a radio show.
This is our own breakout room.
Yes, we are live. We are live and we are excited to be here because this is the main breakout room with none other than Lindsay Napoleon. And then we also have our host doing the most, you know, and then we also have our filmmaker here. So let's go. The host, let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, so
like
you
a
know,
flu.
I love it. Thank you so much for that very intriguing introduction, Suzanne. You know, we can always expect the most from you. You know, I really have a question, ladies. You know, why networking? And so, of course, Lindsay, if you could just share with our viewers, you know, why did all of this start, you know, and why networking? Over to you, Lindsay. Oh, I just called you Lindsay.
It's fine. It's fine. I said you can call me whatever you want, and I won't complain.
Thank you.
So, I know, Christine, you sent me a few of the questions before, and I just glanced at them. I didn't really think of my answer, so my answer is gonna be off the cuff from the heart.
Okay. I love it.
So a while ago, before date nights were at the GSB and online virtually like now, we actually had date nights internally with the RLabs women staff, and it was a nice chance for us to not talk about work and to like talk about other things that what makes us tick, talk about our businesses, which eventually became the focus. And it was actually, at the time, we didn't call it networking, but we were networking with each other. We like had some inspiring talks, some nice conversations and stuff. And then eventually we decided to expand it externally to other women who also need that space. And of course, we focus on entrepreneurship. So from in my opinion, or from my perspective, a lot of women in our programs, they maybe don't have other women to speak to about the ideas, or they just keep the ideas up here in their mind, and it doesn't get a chance to come out of them and actually go somewhere. So that's the reason for the networking. I don't know if that makes sense, but to get women to engage with each other and to be inspired by one another, and for them to know that they're not alone on their journeys, because it's not nice to, especially if you are a woman, especially to work like in isolation and you think it's just you struggling with this thing. So if you can connect with other women who are also on that entrepreneurship journey, and they also maybe they don't know how to register their business, or they're scared to go out and market and talk about their business. They can have that FaceTime or the conversation with another woman, with other women. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the ladies definitely missed this activity. The last time we did this activity was 2020. That was a long
Oh
time ago.
no, that's a long time ago, Lindsay.
Yes.
You know, ladies, I mean, we've all been a part of networking. So actually, only I don't get to be a part of networking. I'm always doing my own
Oh.
networking. But thank you. At least we're doing networking right now. And of course, we're all aspiring entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs, as you know, female entrepreneurs. And so, you know, Lindsay, Althea or Suzanne, you know what is you also have businesses, and of course we network as well, and so you know how is networking, you know, just inspired you or done for you, like, you know, maybe just any one of you, you know, what yeah.
Um, Hello, ladies. So I don't know if I should also call this networking, but within our team, the RLabs Women team, you know, on a Wednesday we always have our meetings. So on a Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. we get together for a session called Sisters in Biz, you know, and that is our networking, where we present to one another like the challenges that we faced last week, and maybe something new that you did within your business, even if it is you only open up your bank account this week for your business, or you started your social media platform. And you know, for me that is something so profound, because we get to celebrate the small milestones, you know. So I would call I would say that for me it's amazing that females can come together, empower one another. Or sometimes one of the team members or the ladies might say, oh, I didn't do anything last week, and then they will prompt it out of you. What do you mean you didn't do anything? Did you go to the shop? Maybe did you buy new containers or whatever? So that is something that you did you make a sale? Did you make, how many sales did you make? That's 5 things that you sold, you know, 5 croissants that you sold. Did you take pictures? Yes, I went out and I just took random pictures while I was having a lunch. Oh, that is something that you did for your business, you know. So they still remind you that even the small things that you do, you know, you don't even realize that it's something that you're doing for your business, but you get reminded to celebrate these small milestones, you know. So that for me, that for me is networking at its best, yes, Christine.
I love it. I absolutely love it, Suzanne. You're absolutely right. I mean, if I just think, you know, because of the networking, you know, that we have on a Wednesday, I managed to, you know, it was really good for me to have other women to talk to about the business that my mom of course started. You know, for those of us, you know, if you don't know, there's a side to me. I work for my mom. She's the CEO. I'm the worker. Okay, I do and yeah, she started a business, a laundry service, you know, at the age of 58. And you know, I and talking to you ladies has really motivated me to to you know, to register a family business. You know, so that's really been phenomenal. Alfie, I don't know if you have anything specific to share around, you know, networking, and how has that inspired you as an entrepreneur.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christine. Yeah, for the question. Of course, you know, Susie, when you were sharing, you know, what came to mind for me was really, you know, the key and the importance of collaboration, because in the sessions as well, you know, it gets lonely being an entrepreneur, even if you sometimes have, or, you know, some of us have business partners, though we sometimes feel that, you know, maybe we need to be kept accountable by someone else, you know, someone external, not within the business. And as well as something that really stands out for me in our sessions and networking in that way is really that, you know, we help each other reveal our strengths, you know. And so for us, it's really, we can help each other when we you know, we don't have maybe the time to do a certain thing. For example, we will help each other. If someone is really good with social media, we will then invest our time in that way in someone else's business with social media. Or if someone on the team has expertise in finance, we'll then invest our time in finance in that way, because we don't, as an entrepreneur, we kind of need to do everything at the inception of our businesses. So we don't always find the time to do each and everything. Though when we have the opportunity to connect with other females, we are able to then just draw from each other's strengths and collaborate in that way. So yeah, that's all from me. I see everyone has joined us again. Welcome back, everyone, and over to you, Christine and Lindsay Tinsey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. I mean, thank you so much, Althea, for that. Lindsay, I see everyone is back. I'm assuming there was a technical difficulty. It must have been a technical difficulty.
Yes. So we were meant to be in the breakout rooms for 20 minutes, and that was felt like 20 seconds. So I'm not sure, and I know not everyone got to all the questions. So I don't know if Maril is here. Or Ellie, I think
Excuse me, ladies.
Go back.
I think the breakout rooms were set for 5 minutes.
Oh, then it's definitely a technical difficulty. So sorry about that, ladies.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask if there's a possibility. There we go. You're welcome to join the breakout room, ladies. You know which room you were in.
Yeah. Can we set it for a longer time, please? Please, not 5 minutes.
There we go. Suzanne, Lindsay, and Althea, we're going to conclude. We're going to continue our conversation.
We are still here.
We are here and we are excited.
So, of course, we were getting into our Wednesday morning networking sessions, and Lindsay, of course, you ran. Maybe you could just share, some of your business. Maybe we can get into some of the questions that the ladies are answering in the breakout room. I think my favorite question is definitely the very first one. As if your business was an animal, what would it be and why? And I would love all of us to, just answer that question. Lindsay, you're gonna start because you created that question.
I found the question. I was Googling fun questions to ask entrepreneurs, and that one just grabbed my eye, and I knew I had to add it to this activity.
I love it.
So I don't really know what mine would be. So my project is called Lindsay Tinsey, or Lindsay Tinsey Adventures. And it's all about, let's focus on travel and also a little bit about natural hair, because that is an adventure in itself as well. The only animal that comes to mind for me, it's not even a real animal, it's a unicorn. Because unicorns are like magical, mythical, fantastical, they're colorful, and they usually find them in stories about adventure, right? Stories that are like made up fictional stories. So that's like the first thing that comes to my mind, is a unicorn, just because of the feeling that I get when I think of unicorn. Yeah, that's going to be my answer, a mythical creature. My project would be a mythical creature, the unicorn.
I did not see that response coming. Hey, maybe Suzanne or Althea, if you want to answer that question.
Okay, I'll go for it. Thank you so much, Christine. And what a cool animal, Lindsay. Tinsey, I'm gonna say Lindsay Tinsey. It rolls off the tongue. Yeah. So for me and our business, I have a business partner, and of course that's my cousin. I'm very proud to have a family member be part of our business called Kind Arts, a creative studio. And really what we do is, of course, aspiring, we aspire through art, we inspire through art while we are still, aspiring. Because just like our just like our tagline, or rather our theme this evening, we are coming, I believe that we should always be aspiring. And so for us, or I'm going to say from my point of view, the only animal that I can think of, because we, a business venture that brings other businesses stories to life. And so for us, really, an animal that resonates right now is a dolphin, because a dolphin is always so, joyful and always just happy and full of life, And so, I think also because I love the ocean, so that's why I think a dolphin, that's the first animal that came to mind for me. Thank you so much, Christine and Lindsay, for the question.
Suzanne?
I would definitely say a bee. The name of my business is Sweeter Suze.
I love
Yeah, and mayo in the country, in the world, I think that. And the bee just represents one of my secrets that I use, to make it the best. So
I
yeah,
love it.
definitely
I
a bee.
absolutely love it. Suzanne makes the best chicken in mayo. We can all account for that. If I must choose an animal, it's probably going to be, I don't know, what animal never stops? Like what animal just never stops? Like never rests, never, like, please give me because that I feel like that is Maggie's laundry. Eh?
Probably a fish.
A
They're always
fish?
swimming. They're
Always swimming.
Just keep swimming.
If they stop
keep
swimming, they
swimming.
die.
That is so true. Thank you so much, Lindsay. That is very true, eh? Just keep going. My mom, she's a woman of now. She would get a booking and she would do the booking now. And of course, I must do the delivery now. She forgets that I also have a 9-to-5 job, So maybe, Lindsay, what are some of your other questions that you had for your entrepreneurs?
So
What was
the other two? So the other two questions are more, they're not as lighthearted as the first one. So what is your long-term goal for your business in 5 to 10 years? And then also, what are your top 2 or 3 core values for your business? So they have to think a little bit about that, but yeah, hopefully it's going well. I think they'll be back in about 1 minute actually.
My goodness, but I see some of the ladies are back already.
Yes, I think we can just ask which of the groups actually finished all the questions, and we can hear from a few of them.
I can see they're coming back.
Yes, I see so.
Okay, Lindsay, I am going to hand over to you because I think that you are going to, you'll take us further. But thank you so much, ladies, for the breakout room. Okay, for joining the host in the breakout room. I absolutely loved it.
You're welcome, Christine.
And I'm never going to forget that your business is a unicorn. Unicorn.
Yes, I almost want to show you my unicorn, but it's fine.
Okay, Lindsay. Oh my goodness. Okay, all the ladies are coming back.
Yes, they are coming back. There's about 40 seconds left. And then they all will come back and we'll hear from some of them how it went. Slowly but surely the women are coming.
The women are coming, but they definitely yes, but they're not stopping, eh? They are coming. They are keeping up the momentum. I love it.
Are we back?
Okay. We are almost back.
Was that you, Chesney?
Hello, Miss Tafel. Hello, Lindsay. Hello, ladies. It is myself, Chesney.
Hi, Chesney.
So Are we back from the breakout rooms?
We are back. Some of the ladies are still joining. But Chesney, it sounds like you want to give feedback already. Did your breakout room go well?
Very well. So the breakout rooms closed. So before we could appoint a spokesperson. But I would love to be able to do that for my teammates, because they are amazing and amazing. Two amazing individuals that just inspire me to go forward.
Go ahead quickly.
So this is just sharing what we spoke about in the groups. Yes. One of the things that I've seen or I heard from the ladies is that transparency and dependability and self-reliance, those are a lot of the things that is very integral to them. Those are part of their core beliefs. That people are able to find a space where they are able to be themselves and find a place of comfort within themselves, as well as find a place to grow within their businesses. And we've heard that people, they don't want to only apologies. They don't want to only promote that space for others, but they would like to see themselves grow from small startups into amazing businesses that just inspire young women to continue and carry on further and just be able to step up to the plate. And it's so inspiring for myself as a small business owner to see people invested in people, in other people, and inspire that hope with others. So I'm very grateful that I was able to be in the breakout room with those people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chesney. Okay, I think we can start from maybe group 1. Breakout room 1, I think the spokesperson is Abigail. So she will give some feedback on group 1. Hi, Abigail.
Okay, so I'm actually kind of unsure what to say, but I'll just say basically what my experience was.
Yes.
That it was like super cool that you know, we all had like an idea of what our business was, but the super cool thing was we all had like a clear idea of what that business is going to be and what we want it to be. And I think community and loyalty is like super important in our business. And I'm sorry for using the word super so much. And I think one of the things that stood out to me the most was our facilitator told us that it was unique that the animals we chose, right, for the for what our business would be, and mine was the dog. Because I think of a dog, when I think of a dog, I think of companionship, you know, I think of, you know, someone being your best friend, and that's exactly what I want for my business. And one of the other members thought of an elephant because it's strong and they, you know, great leaders and extremely loyal. So I think that was super cool that we didn't, because I was thinking of like, oh, you know, maybe a lion, strong, raw, whatever, woman. And I was like, that's not exactly what I would want my business to represent. So yeah, I think it was super cool to hear from other people, and I think it was cool.
Thank you so much, Abigail, for group 1. I was hoping that we would get a really cool mix of animals at this networking date night. Okay, let's go to group 2. If we can go to the next Jamboard, who is the spokesperson? Just quickly, very brief feedback so that everybody can get a chance. I still see the first Jamboard with Arancha's group. Maro,
I was with Anna in the 4th group, but I can share.
Okay.
So we actually had a nice variety of animals. We had a I obviously, mine is a butterfly. I know it's not an actual animal and it's more of an insect. Only because of my business and I feel like it's all colorful and that is why I made it. Wavelengths of these jody alpacas is an elephant fish. They are big but gentle and humble. And then sheephawks is a body which is intelligent and it's not a pet you would find anywhere just. I mean, the whale from Rabia was a cheetah because of how fast it is. And yeah, those were our animals. And I think we all had different things or ideas with our businesses. But something that continuously came out is the fact that we want to empower and we want to make sure that this strength and that security is together in all of it.
Thank you, Maril. So, ladies, because of time, we will just hear from 2 more groups and then we'll move on. So let's see, maybe the next Jamboard. Sasha, are you here? Sasha's group?
Hi, Lindsay. Robin will give some feedback for us.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, ladies. It's so nice to see everyone. Well, our breakfast room, it was very, very inspiring. It was very nice hearing what Eleanor had said and what Sasha had also said. It was really nice. With the animals and things, hearing about that as well. That was something I was like, okay, that's a bit odd to like compare to the animal, but then once I heard what Eleanor and what Sasha had actually said, I was like, oh my word, this is so amazing. And also just the things that they said about the business, the core values that they have to their business. It was something that I could also relate to, and it was so nice just hearing about the experiences and also just sharing their viewpoints on everything, and also sharing my viewpoints because I don't have a business, but I'm someone who would like to have a business one day, and it was really inspiring just listening to that, and also sharing my viewpoints about what I would like for my business one day, God willing, to be. So yeah, all in all, it was a very, very amazing experience. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Robin. Thank you for your feedback. Okay, one more group and then we'll move on. Sure, this is Rene's one.
So Emily
Busy.
share with us.
Okay. All right, Emily, go for it.
Evening, ladies. From group 6, our facilitator was Rene, and it was myself, it was Emily, Mel, and Nikita. So it was the 3 of us. So basically, some of the animals that we could relate to our businesses, or rather a business idea, or because we don't all have businesses, there's one business and then a business idea and then just freelancing. So basically the 3 types of animals that we related to is, the first one is, I don't know how to explain it, but it's a unhatched hen egg.
Okay.
Okay, and then we have an elephant, simply because it's peaceful and it's strong and it always protects its offspring. And then we have a springbok, and then we have, okay, I can't say this one.
A tiger? I think it said lion or tiger.
Yes, a lion or a tiger, because it basically take risks. And then the type of business idea, we have events planning and organizing, and then we have an actual business, which is basically desserts by Mel, and then freelancing from Nikita, who's still trying to figure out her idea or what she basically wants to do. And then lastly, some of the long-term goals we have for our businesses or core values. We have passion, being passionate, commitment, integrity, boldness, and then a heart of helping people. And then some of the long-term goals we have to at least have 3 branches and employ at least 3 to 6 or 3 or 6 young people, buy or rent a space or a shop to employ more staff. So in a nutshell, that's from group 6. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emily. Thank you, ladies, for participating in the networking activity. We couldn't go through everybody's group. I hope that's okay with you. I hope you enjoy the activity, though, talking to each other and connecting with each other, because we haven't done it in a while. Yeah, thank you, ladies, for participating. We are going to move on now. Yeah. So I just turned a page in my notebook. So before this date night started, we actually had a graduation ceremony. Yes, for our virtual incubation program, cohort 3 graduated. They are officially graduates, and some of them are on the call with us right now, participating in the date night. Yeah, so our virtual incubation program, it consists of 7 sessions where we take ladies, women entrepreneurs, through different sections of their business, the business model canvas, how to build presentations, all the way to pitching. And yeah, cohort 3 just ended, and guess what? We are recruiting for cohort 4. So if you are interested in joining cohort 4, you have to pay attention to the next video that we are about to play. And also, it's important to note that some of our groundbreakers videos that you saw this evening, they are past graduates of the VIP program. So that's something to note. Yeah, let's take a look at that. How do we get into... oh, wait, sorry. Excuse me. First, like I said, cohort 3 they just graduated. So let's take a look at what actually happened in the program. Just a quick highlights video of what happened in the sessions. So let's take a look at that first. So sorry about that, ladies. Let's try that again, engineer. I don't know if it's just me, but I still can't hear this video.
Okay, Lindsay, would you like to proceed, Lindsay?
I really wanted you ladies to see the video, but
Okay.
unfortunately there are technical difficulties. I don't mind moving on. I'm sure the video will be available on YouTube, and we can share it with all the ladies. Is that fine? But yeah, I think we can move on if the engineer is okay.
Yes, sorry, Lindsay, I'm not too sure what happened now. Could we try that again?
Okay, maybe third time's a charm.
Miss Alice. I'm hoping you're gonna show. Did you show Charlton your website? Oh, it's so beautiful.
He came home very late, and I made sure that I stay awake and wait for him to show him.
I hope you told him that you built it, eh?
He could not believe it. I'm telling you, he went to Strand. He came home. He went to music thing, and I stayed. Like I said, listen, I want to show you something. I'm sure that I showed him.
I love it, Miss Alice.
Yeah, I was really proud of you. I thought, goodness gracious me. Nope.
I've been learning a lot this last 2 weeks, week and a half so far. It's been amazing. It's a lot of things I didn't know and that I actually know now. I'm actually on all my platforms. I've been logged on, registered on it, but used 50% of it. So, because of you ladies, I'm active again on all of them, and I will be able to check my insights.
7.4% in Cape Town. Thank the RLabs women for the opportunity for this platform, which has been very valuable to me, particularly as an entrepreneur. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for the opportunity, for the engagement, for the coaching sessions.
Understanding that this hair is my hair and I shouldn't allow others to say negative things about my hair, I decided I want to share this with people that grow up with me and in my area. So that's why our slogan is empowering communities to embrace their natural hair, because on the Cape Flats, having bushy curly hair is like seen as a negative thing, and I really wanted to change that.
Yes. That says slides. Yes, that says slides. So you will click on slides.
Okay.
Perfect. Did everyone click on slides?
Yes, we're there. I'm there.
Perfect. Juanita, are you there, my angel? Yes, I am. Perfect. There we go. Perfect. Done.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
That's so cool.
Yes. Oh.
So cool. I love that video so much. Go with the you were amazing. Now that the sound works, it just wants to play over and over again. Yeah, that was cohort 3. So these are the ladies. You can see their names and the names of their businesses. And these are the faces of brand new graduates. So yeah, like I said, we are now recruiting for cohort 4. So yeah, let's see, how do we do that? How do you get to be part of cohort 4? Yeah, who will join us in cohort 4? Pay close attention, ladies.
Are you your own boss?
Do you have a growing female-led business? Well, this one is for you ladies. Tell us why you started, how does your business work, and what it is you do. All in 40 to 60 seconds, and you could be our next VIP graduate.
Okay, so Miss Arancha Martin, I'm going to hand over to you, and she will tell us more about how you can be a part of the next virtual incubation program. Over to you, Arancha.
Thank you, Lindsay. Yes, can you be part of this amazing program? So the link is over here. You can apply by qja.me/young fund. Our closing date is the 31st of May. As you ladies saw the videos from the previous VIP graduates, it's an amazing program. So all the ladies here on the call that has a business, if you know females that has a business, to our YouTubers, the people watching us live from YouTube, if you have a business or you know any females that has a business, please direct them to the RLabs Women team. Yeah, you can also message us on 065 129 7747. So yes, that is it from me. Thank you, ladies. We're hoping to see many applicants coming through. Thank you.
Thank you, Arancha. I think now we'll hand over to Christine, our host.
Thank you so much, Aransha. Thank you, Lindsay. Oh, wow. I really enjoyed watching that video. And so we look forward to, to more applicants. You see, it's quite easy. You ladies can do anything when after this. Can you believe it? We have come to the end of our amazing, incredible evening. Ladies, I am very, very, it's been good. I can't believe it's 8 o'clock. I feel I've been sitting here probably the entire day, and I just feel so inspired because of you. And I would love to, just encourage you ladies, keep up the good work. Always check our Facebook page for opportunities. Don't like any opportunity, even if it's just a business idea, send those pitch videos in. So yeah, I am really excited to hand over to our billionaire, Alvina Ratus, who's going to, do some formalities. Yes, over to you, Alvina Ratus, also known as our billionaire.
Good evening, ladies. I trust you had an amazing date night thus far. And of course, we would just like, this night would not have been possible without our partners. And so to our groundbreakers, the owner, thank you so much for inspiring the ladies. And then of course to Dr. Anita, thank you for your story and for sharing all those amazing insights with us. And into our partners, the RLabs and the RLabs men, of course, they always have our backs when we have to do our events. And then to our host that does the most every date night, Heat at 31, thank you for hosting this amazing event for us, and into Design Inc. for making sure that our designs are always on point, Kind Arts for capturing every moment, the films, going to the ladies, making sure that it happens. And then, of course, to our partners, Lato, thank you for always having our back. And then to the RLabs women team for making sure that the ladies can always have a date night to remember. Thank you so much. And here's to many more date nights. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alvina, our billionaire. Next date night, you can catch Alvina. So she will definitely not be Alvina later. She's going to be our billionaire. Thank you so much, ladies. We have 2 more things to do, just 2 more things. Of course, what is an event or a date night without a photo shoot? So we have to do a photo shoot. And of course, I'm not sure who's responsible for it. So ladies, put on those videos. We'll rearrange whatever we need to rearrange. And yes, we'll have a photo shoot. And of course, we'll end off with a dance off. I'm sure the engineer's getting her beats ready. So please do not leave the call just yet. Team, are we ready for the photo shoot?
Yes, Christine, apologies if all of us can maybe turn our videos on, but I am capturing as we are going.
Thank you so
Smile,
much.
ladies, smile. Thank you, engineer, for the cool tracks while we are capturing the moment. And one more for the virtual road. Thank you so much, Christine. I think we are good.
Oh, thank you so much, Althea, for capturing that moment. Thank you so much, ladies, for making sure that date night, is successful. And now, ladies, you can kick off those heels or slippers. You now get to engineer. Are you ready for us? All the engineers, cameras on, and I'm sure she's going to give us a beat right now. Ladies, you have to move because we're going to capture this moment online. Are you ready? From your host, that is a wrap for our Startup Woman Date Night. Have a lovely evening, ladies. Till next time, let's dance. Bye. Engineer, we're waiting, engineer. Okay, you know what? While the engineer is trying to figure things out, I have to say this, that this track that we're about to play is indeed produced and sung by one of our very own RLabs women champions. I hope she's busy watching online. She's on maternity leave. Genevieve Adams, her stage name or performer name is Lady G. And Althea, you need to help me here. What's the name of the song? Of the track?
My Life by Lady G.
I love it. Engineer, are you ready for us? Okay. I love it.
Forget about the people and how they see your goals. Forget about the haters and what they think they know. Appreciate your progress, although it's moving slow. Forget about the darkness, 'cause there's light inside your soul. There's light inside your soul. There's light inside your soul. Forget about the darkness, 'cause there's light inside your soul. There's light inside your soul. There's light inside your soul. I've been feeling so high. You give me time to try. I've been living my life. I've been living it right. That's why I don't got no time to mess around with you. About this and the other, I've got things to do. I got bigger fish to fry, and there's so much more to me. That's why I'ma just focus on me. Forget about the people and how they see your goals. Forget about the haters and what they think they know. Appreciate your progress, although it's moving slow. Forget about the darkness, 'cause there's light inside your soul. There's light inside your soul. There's light inside your soul. Forget about the darkness, 'cause there's light inside your soul. There's light inside your soul. There's light inside your soul.
Love it. There's light inside your soul. Thank you so much, ladies. Have a lovely evening further.